jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Yo, once again, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone on this holiday season. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful Christmas. And, post-Christmas, the weekend is about to conclude. I don't know if you got to get back, in the saddle and go to work. But, man, hopefully everybody made it through safely because we still got the New Year's coming up. We still got the simulated end of 2021, simulated over 222, dog. So in this human life, we are supposedly transitioning into another calendar year, which, we can continue to live month for month. And there's really no specific change unless they say, hey, you having a New Year's. But anyway, the big part of the picture is I want to give a big salute to the WCS supporters. I'm feeling a little bit better, man. You know what I'm saying? I was extremely congested. I had to fight through that, you know what I'm saying? So my voice is sounding a little bit back to normal, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to the WCS supporters. Appreciate, everyone that tune in and everything. You always appreciate it. And also, big salute to the workforce and everybody that's out there. What's good? Mitch on deck. How you feeling, bro? So hopefully all of you, tune in. This live right here is basically speaking about the 168-pound division. Why? Because I think in 2022, right, if he's going to get a fifth division, he being Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? He being Canelo Alvarez, whose next fight, so he's supposed to move up to cruiserweight and fight Makabu, if Makabu makes it outside of his next opponent. But Canelo's record is 57 victories, 1 defeat, 2 draws, and 39 coming by way of knockout. The numbers are impressive, you know what I'm saying, when you're doing the eye test. You're just looking at that box record and you say, dang, he has 60 fights. Wow, good stuff. So it's possible before Canelo Alvarez retire, because he's only 31. Before he retire, it's possible for him to have over 70 professional fights. I'm not sure if it's going to be the remainder of his career wins, but it may be possible for him to surpass 70 professional bouts. My problem with Canelo Alvarez is that if you're going to unify at the 168-pound division and you're undisputed, reigning, defending, I look at it like this, to be fair. You know what I'm saying? People want to use the term all fair in love and war. But when boxing, all fair is who has the better pockets. You know what I'm saying? Who can make it to this pinnacle first and be able to pick and choose what they want to do in their boxing career. The only champion that Canelo didn't fight at 168 pounds, who never was defeated but lost his belt due to other reasons, is David Benavidez. You don't hear no mentioning of it. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear anything like, when are we going to hear something more about who he's going to face at 168 pounds? You know what I'm saying? We really don't want any of, you know, anybody gracing the square with Canelo. That's pretty much an easy touch just so he can say he defended his titles. So what I want to do is I want to take a little old stroll, kick an empty soda can and see who's possibly here. So you have 168 pounds. Who's possibly we want to see Canelo fight that he haven't fought? He fought Daniel Jacobs. He fought Caleb Plant. We definitely want to see him fight Anthony Durrell because he's close to retirement. No, we don't want to see that. Edgar Berlanga's not ready. He's already knocked out Rocky Fielding. He's already been in there with Billy Joe Saunders. Vladimir Shishkin, no. So without digging too far in the bottom of the barrel, in the bottom of the bag, rather, the one fighter that makes all the sense in the world and that will entice the boxing fans is David Benavidez, man. Because there's really no individuals out there, no competitors out there for him to defend those titles against that people want to watch. And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you like, what's 2022? They need to do more. We were saying the same shit in 2019. We didn't know it was a pandemic on the way. We were saying the same shit. See, the difference between 2019 heading into the 2020 is that most of the people was talking about Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. That's what most of the people was talking about. I salute Canelo Alvarez for being able to conquer a boxing goal of his to become undisputed. Something that's been talked about in another division, and they haven't came close to making it happen. But for Canelo Alvarez, he made it happen. He had the Callum Smith in front of him, Billy Joe Saunders, and then lastly, you had Caleb Plant. But if you're going to come back and you want to sustain that elevated state in boxing, you know what I'm saying? Why don't we see you fight somebody that has a pretty solid name? And people can't continue to say, well, Benavidez blew it, Benavidez this, Benavidez that. Well, if that's the case, we're busy up here picking and choosing and being nitpicky about who gonna step in the ring with. That's the primary source and reason why we don't get to see the best fight the best. Because you're here picking and choosing. We acting like, the boxers are up here acting like the fans don't matter when we're consumers who's paying to sit in those seats to watch them fight. It's not as easy. We can get on here and say, don't support. It's not gonna ever be that way. Like, unless a boxer do something crazy, disrespectful, like criminal, to the point when no one wants to support it. It has to be him having a domestic violence case and he beat the crap out of a woman, or same vice versa for a woman doing it to a man, and they barely living. And that fighter still has a fight coming up. Maybe a lot of people wouldn't support the fight then. But for Canelo Alvarez, being that he has a huge name in boxing, he is a star. Canelo is a superstar in the sport. We need to see him when he chooses to digress back down to the lower weight class, 168 pounds. Don't vacate your title, but give the boxing world that fight with David Benavidez, bro. It's very important it happen. It's very important. Because right now, you are the primary boxer that everyone talking about that has an undisputed label to their name. You have that credential. You have that badge right now. Nobody's talking about Josh Taylor like that. He's about to step in there with Jack Catterall. Repeat, Jack Catterall. Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Nobody's talking about that fight. Nobody's even talking about Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano unification. Right now, Canelo is the guy who has all the belts. That is the topic of discussion. To be fair, I believe David Benavidez truly and honestly deserves a shot because he was never defeated for his belt. Boxing is never perfect. It's not about morals and principles. At the end of the day, if y'all think Benavidez can't do this and can't do that, and Canelo want to make it seem like once again, Demetrius Andrade, he want to say he's a horrible fighter, and then he want to say Benavidez is really nothing he has to gain by facing. I mean, if you're gonna cherry pick and be very selective on all these other names, the fans just supposed to watch you at this point just because you have 60 fights. They supposed to just watch you just stroll through the park. They're supposed to watch you stroll to the park, dog. We don't want to see nobody else except David Benavidez at 168 when you decide to digress and descend back down to the lighter weight division. That's it. We do not want to see anyone else. We don't want to see you fight some foreigner, some neighboring fighter. None of that shit. We definitely don't want to see you with a rematch with Daniel Jacob. Real talk. There's no need for me to summon the fans and say, hey, let's sit up here and let's make sure we hold Canelo accountable. So when he jumped back down to 168, he's fighting the right opposition. No, it's far past that. It's gone. It's done. Canelo does what Canelo wants. And the only thing we can do is talk about it here and there. And hopefully, we can keep whatever fingers crossed that we have that the fight will happen. But just because you unify the vision, then Caleb Plant want to have a one-on-one, him to you moment. You know what I'm saying? he want to have that moment with you in the 9th round and let you know that he's not confident that he can finish the fight and you about to shut the lights off. That doesn't mean you should face like 3 or 4 soft touches before we see you back in the square with somebody important. We need somebody important, dog. We tired of being starved out here. We starving right now. Boxing is starving, dog. I still wish Deontay Wilder would have had his belt. I still wish he would have fought Joshua back then when he was trying to negotiate. I wish Teofimo still had his belt. For real. I still wish he had his belt. I wish Terrence Crawford, this is a wish upon a star moment. This is a wish upon a star moment. I wish Terrence Crawford would one stepping in there with Yadinas Ugas to take that fight for the WBA title. I wish it was Terrence Crawford. So we can go in here 2 for 2. I don't care what the numbers is, 2 for 2. But listen, it doesn't matter how many belts you have going into a fight. It's just all about the outcome, the results. So that's what makes this fight with Canelo and David Benavidez all perfect, because Benavidez was that champion. Nobody never defeated him at 68. So Canelo came and swooped through the division without Benavidez even having a shot to fight any other opposition that held belts, from Smith to Billy Joe Sanders to Plant. He never had a chance. Benavidez is much easier to fight for Canelo at 68 than Beterbiev at 175. See, we don't know that. Beterbiev is one of these unknown tough fighters. You know what I'm saying? He gives you the appearance. When you give him the eye test, he looks like a tough, durable fighter that can go in there and make shit happen with Canelo, make it difficult for Canelo. I understand what you're saying, but why? If you're looking at the history of Benavidez, he's undefeated. He's undefeated. How do we know who's going to be better than who? How do we know that? Just because one has belts and the other one don't? How do we know? For real, how do we know? Cooking with Sir Senior on deck. How you feel, bro? Happy holidays to you. Teach, what's good? Salute. Canelo, a serial ducker. And I'm trying to talk up on the fight. I'd rather see Benavidez than Beterbiev, for real. Because we got too many fighters, y'all, on punishment, putting motherfuckers on punishment. Like Andrade. He's been on he been on punishment. He's on punishment by Charlo, and he's on punishment by Canelo. Like, this is so petty. This is freaking female type shit, dog. This is like join the good girl club. How do I do that? You got to be popular. How do I be popular to join the good girl club? Like Jamel Charlo, blackballed him. And then Maul, being that they share the chromosome DNA and all that, they wavelength linked up, right? Just like the Wonder Twins. And then Canelo turns around and make it a public announcement and says the man is looking for a payday, which he may be right, but when it comes down to it, if he's looking for a payday and you feel you defeat him easily, fight somebody, or whatever. Make him move up to 168. Give him the fight. Then Benavidez is on punishment. Like, all these fighters are being placed on punishment. Keith Thurman, he's on punishment. All because he didn't show love to Errol Spence when he had the titles. And now Errol Spence is in the same position as Keith Thurman. The only thing he has is the IBF title, and he's on punishment. What's up with these dudes? Like, back in the day, man, if you had a problem with somebody, let's go back to Mike Tyson and Mitch Green. You had a problem with somebody, I ain't fighting him because on the street, he think he the shit. He think he better than me. We got too many boxers on punishment, dog. Them motherfuckers on timeout is grown fucking men. How many fighters do we have that's not fighting one another? Anthony Joshua, ducker. Look what that got him. Nowhere. Now people down the shit out of him because he waited around too long. He rode the motherfucking Eddie Hearn wave. He was behind the damn bulletproof glass, and they was riding him up to get those titles. And now, he has a fighter there that don't look like he planned on losing anytime soon. And what's crazy part about this is that at least Eddie Hearns is good with rematches, putting rematch clause in there. But Anthony Joshua should have long fought Deontay Wilder when the opportunity was out there. Period. We're gonna have some more. Like, I don't know. Canelo's just up here doing what the hell he want to do. To be honest, unless he's fighting somebody that's important, I'm not really concerned. Like, you rarely hear me do a live on Canelo, but I'm really, pushing for Benavidez to get a shot at 168 because it just seems like whenever it's time for him, he can say anything out to the media to denounce a possible opponent, and people run with it. People just run with it, bro. Like, these fighters out here putting people on punishment, dog. Like, how long are we gonna see Andrade out here? He heading into a fight with somebody we don't know too much, but it's supposed to be a tough opponent. What about the Charlos? When they gonna step up and fight somebody that's a grudge match? Like Mel did it. Legitimate. We can say that him and Tony Harrison, they didn't like each other. So I like how that was 1-1. I think it would be great to be a trilogy, but we don't know if Tony Harrison is the same guy after his dad passed. I like Tony Harrison, but I'm not sure we're gonna get the male Harrison 1, Tony Harrison. And then the rematch, it was absolutely on point, but he just lost. He had a lapse in focus, and he got stopped. But they gave us a hell of a presser. A hell of a presser. Very entertaining. We need to return back to Canelo Caleb Plant energy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like that energy between both of them. Caleb Plant Canelo Alvarez wanted to play stupid. Like he has no habla English. Es English. No habla English. And he thought somebody talked about his mother when he didn't use the damn. He's vocal about the obscenity himself. But I like the energy of them getting physical and selling the fight. And then we all saw what happened at the end. You know, Caleb had coming to Jesus moment, and he just broke down, and he was a little gullible little baby. I still like Sweet Hands, but I want somebody in there that's gonna give him that build up the right way. We seen Jose Benavidez do it with Crawford. We want to see David Benavidez do it with Canelo Alvarez, Shawty, for real. Jose Benavidez and Terrence Crawford, that shit was on point. Even when he pushed him and Crawford came back and tried to land that right cross. Hey, dog, we need that energy again from the older Benavidez now. I don't know, man. I can't guarantee that shit's going to happen in 22. But whenever you speak about Canelo Alvarez, people act like he's just a saint. You know, they never mention the point where, you know, how many fights Canelo Alvarez have. He still has some proving grounds, but since he stepped in there with Floyd and he was able to release himself out of contract, he's just able to do what Floyd was doing, moving as he see fit. It's almost like the torch was passed transparently by something, and Canelo's able to do what he wants. Outside of the fact where, you know, all the way up to his 20 professional fight, he was still fighting somebody with a losing record. He had, I don't know how many fights in Mexico. But the one part about it that stands out the most to boxing is what he's been able to do lately. You know what I'm saying? That one loss is on his record and what he's been able to do lately. You know, the Gennady, 2 fights with Gennady. People really, you know, pretty much tuned in to the rematch. We like that. You know, Gennady with Abel Sanchez, you know, requested the Mexican style, and Canelo unwrapped the gift for him, and they didn't want what was in the motherfucking box. No, not today. No drama show. Besides that, you know, him picking up divisions, that's what he's supposed to do. Boxing doesn't have a murderer's row in every division, but we got to start having these fighters face people. I mean, come on, man, give us something. Give us some love, you know, give us some boxing sanity. You know, help us out. Help us out, shouty. That's all we just want, some true opponents like that match up very well. This very entertaining, not only to the eye test, but for the interest of the boxing fans to pay their money to go see him. I don't know if y'all know this, but boxing is gonna, you know, you remember a little ways back when they was attempting to say that PPV was dead just so they can damn insert an app interest into the public eye. PPV is alive and well. You know what I'm saying? Kicking like a mean donkey. You remember when they were saying PPV was dead? PPV is dead. PPV is dead. Not at all. Not at all. The Zone came out here and pretty much people were saying, oh, Eddie Hearn was able to get a $1 billion deal and act like all that money was up front. They just backed up a Brinks truck to Eddie's backyard and they unloaded all those bags of money and said, okay, go get us work. No, it was contingent. So we're going to see a lot more PPVs. The promoters are hurting and they're going to try their best to put fights on PPV, whether you like it or not. And then even the fighters like Canelo Alvarez, he may be on PPV with somebody that you don't like you really don't care to see fight. We don't want to see the Callum Smith charade play out anymore. We don't want to see somebody that's saying, okay, let me build up this fight, and then they have their both feet out headed to another division. I think I've outgrown this division. That's why I couldn't let my hands go. I cut too much weight. It wasn't my night. I'll do better next time. Nah, bullshit. You sold it like you was gonna be the man. And you didn't do shit. Billy Joe Saunders, we don't know what the hell he's gonna do. Demetrius Andrade, I would have liked if he moved up to 168 and potentially, settle into a window of opportunity to face or be a mandatory for Canelo. That would have been nice. It would have been even better if Mauro Charlo would just make the decision to move up and vacate his WBC belt, since he has zero interest, like from anybody else in there except Andre. Like Andre don't want to, he can't get the fight. Charlo don't want to give him any attention. Gennady doesn't want to fight Charlo. He want to fight Yoda Murata. So what does that leave Mauro Charlo? What does that leave him? He's at a crossroads right now too, bro. And these guys like Mauro Charlo, he's a two-weight champion. I can't even say he ain't a Hall of Famer, because he's gonna get in the Hall of Fame one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get in there one way or the other. His brother Mel, if he becomes undisputed, it's possible he can get in, sometime or another too. But right now, man, the black fighters have to understand that people understand that we're about the culture. But we have to, black fighters, in order for you to get to a status like Floyd Mayweather, not like Canelo, like Floyd Mayweather, because even when Canelo's name pop up, Floyd's name is already there. In order for you to assume the position, the hierarchy, to sit that throne like Floyd Mayweather, you're gonna have to start doing something that's special. You can't be up here holding motherfuckers that you don't like on punishment. You got to say, fuck it, let me go in here and fight this dude. If Mel Charlo would have more fights like Brian Castano, more people will really fuck with him outside of Texas. Mark Nash on deck. Miss say Benavidez don't deserve shit. He does deserve a shot, man. He does. He does. People, boxers go through shit all the time. Don't let me start going down the road, of when we talking about boxers so-called fucking up. It's too much out there, dog. Starting with Canelo. It's too much out there for you to say that Benavidez don't deserve shit. You're talking about a man who popped dirty and was pretty much co-signed to elevate levels within his system and blamed it on beef. The fact of the matter is, yeah, Benavidez was going through some shit during the pandemic and popped for cocaine. Okay, but how are you going to devalue one or the other? They both fucked up. The other one because he missed weight. We have fighters missing weight all the time. But if you want to talk about what somebody's done outside the ring, I mean, come on, boxing ain't no damn sanctified sport. You're not going out here in a convent or a cult and finding fighters. Hey, how you doing? We're just stopping by and we just want to present this boxing God to you. This type of religion that we're trying to pass. We're looking for some young males out of here. We want to insert those into the fray of the boxing universe, and hopefully they become world champions. Can you show us where they at right now? Are they in fellowship or Bible study? That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. When you say somebody don't deserve, it has to be from them continuously doing something. They showing up in the ring, they're not doing shit. Like, I mean, like people saying Adrian Broner don't let his hands go over and over again. But yet, if it was a comeback that he said he want to fight a champion, people say, oh, he don't deserve that because of his previous performances, like 2 or 3. It has to be more than one. His 2 or 3 performances. All right, that'll be different. Or if you have a fighter like Jarrell Miller who popped dirty multiple times for multiple pads, people say, oh, he don't deserve to fight for the interim title. He don't deserve that because he's a dirty fighter. He need to go 2 or 3 fights before he get a championship fight. It all depends, dog. See, hey, y'all high on Morrell. Y'all high on Morrell now. And then that's boxing. The ebbs and flows of boxing. They high on David Morrell now. Why y'all not high on Benavidez? I'm just curious. Why y'all not high on Benavidez, dog? Why can't Benavidez get any love? I just want to know. Why isn't he capable of getting any love from you all? And Ghost, you know, I respect your boxing knowledge, big dog. But it comes a point in time, right, that you have to understand David Benavidez has been a world champion. He has 25 victories and 22 knockout. And you're talking about a guy like David Morrell who doesn't even host 10 victories yet in his boxing career. And you want to put him in there with somebody like David Benavidez just because he's a Cuban southpaw? You know what I'm saying? Like, you looking to send this guy into the motherfucking wood chipper? Are you looking to send this guy to his freaking boxing demise, dog? You trying to send him to the damn hospital? Who has he fought? For Christ's sake. Dude haven't even got 10 professional fights yet, bro. Shoot, man. Explain that to me there, Ghost. Devin Blocker on deck. How you feel, bro? Oh, he's your homie. Okay, I got you. But even with that being your homie, Morrell Jr. is my homie. I can understand how if that's your homie, that's your boy, you advocating for him. But understand, you're talking this boxing talk right now, Ghost. So you have to understand there's criteria to this shit. And criteria as far as experience doesn't add up for your boy right quick. It doesn't add it up yet, dog. Because he isn't capable of showing up on weight consistently. Well, he has lately. Ever since he missed weight, he's been on weight, bro. Devin Block say, salute, family. Salute to you. He's been on weight. Man, y'all can't continue to hold him in missing weight when they attempted to put him at 175. They did. They put him in the rankings at 175. And Team Benavidez had the petition, you know, to get the continue to fight at 168. Because they was like, hey, what's going on, man? But he's made weight. He's been straight. Watch him versus dog. I don't care if he fought Julio Cesar La Cruz. I don't care about any of that. I don't care. I don't care how he looked. The reason why I'm saying I don't care, Ghost, is because when you want me to look at Julio Cesar La Cruz, right? You want me to look at a fight that I know nothing about. I would be honest with you. I know nothing about this fight. And that fighter in general, in my opinion, is not David Benavidez. He's not the caliber of David Benavidez, dog. I be honest. I don't even know who Julio Cesar La Cruz is on his record. I don't even think. What's this guy? What is this guy? For real. When I take a snapshot of people's box rec, I don't remember seeing that dude on there. When did he fight Julio Cesar La Cruz, dog? Only one going to the hospital. I bet on it. I don't agree, man. For real, the wood chipper, dog. For real, you trying to send that dude to the wood chipper head first. For real. So seeing Ghost King. Shout out to that guy Eclipse on deck, man. How you feeling? Welcome at Sports. What up, Squares? Good brothers. What's good to you, Square? What's good? What's good? Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up. That shit was hilarious that was going on between you and Mark the other day. I didn't even know I was watching. That shit was different. Watchman Rail versus Julio Cesar La Cruz. When you do, you'll see what I'm talking about when it comes to skills. So, like I said before, I take a snapshot of people's box rec. You talking about? Hold on for a second. Let me just make sure that I'm not tripping. What fight did he fight this guy at? What fight was it? What fight was it, Ghost? Which fight on his box rec did he fight Julio Cesar La Cruz? Which fight, dog? You talking about David Morrell, right? Which fight on his box rec did he fight La Cruz? Because he haven't fought that much, and he just fought. And I remember looking at his box rec. Bruce Goes on deck. What's good with you, OG? Salute, brother. World Combat Sports. Salute to you, Bruce. Thanks for stopping through, man. We were just talking about Canelo, bro. You know, like I really wanted Canelo after he faced Makabu, right? If everything works out with Makabu, he comes back down to 68 and fights somebody meaningful. You understand what I'm saying? Like he fights somebody meaningful at 68 to defend his titles. And the only champion he didn't fight to wipe that division clean was David Benavidez. Because the reason why I call him a champion is because nobody defeated him for the title. He lost it. That shit has happened several times, multiple times in boxing. So I don't think David Benavidez should go year after year being punished about shit he went through. The man was going through some shit. Tyson Fury can come back from a long layoff and claim mental illness, and people jump on board and want to send him bouquets of flower. Do you know his GoFundMe? Please, somebody give me his GoFundMe. I gotta send him some cash. His mental illness. But David Benavidez pop for coke and say he going through some shit, you know, and people want to hold him to the motherfucking cross. Then Ryan Garcia, Capion, he just said he gonna fight everybody and then disappear. Everybody seen Ryan Garcia? No? Oh shit, he at the beach. Damn, that was quick. How he teleport to do that shit? Then he said, "Oh, mental illness." People up there, let's welcome Ryan Garcia back to boxing. He's had a mental illness. Let's just welcome him back. He's just so young. Let's welcome him back. Don't criticize him. Open your arms and embrace this young man and guide him in the way he should be. It's only right for certain people to claim they have stuff going on, but David Benavidez, people acting like he don't have anything going on, that he didn't have anything going on, and they want to keep on holding him accountable for missing weight, man. Stop, dog. Oh my God, dog. Oh my God, shawty, for real. Dog. I don't know what to say. Listen, it's all about what they agree upon to fight. If the man weighed in at 169 and the weight limit was 169. That was a weight limit. All right. If they agreed upon that contractually, the fight still happened. The fight still happened. Kyron Davis weighed in 167 pounds, and David came in 169. Hey, whatever they agreed upon, he gonna have to work that shit out. But why is weight an issue when we're talking about somebody who has put stipulations in contracts forever and a day, i.e. Canelo? He's put stipulations all over the place. And you're busy holding David Benavidez here. He missing weight. What about his boxing skills, Ghost? I understand you wanna push your boy up, but I'm trying to still figure out when he fought La Cruz. And also I'm trying to find out how can somebody get punished the way that you're speaking on David Benavidez, my brother. Why? It's much worse things going on in boxing than him missing weight. What is whose record? David Benavidez's record is 25-0, 22 knockouts. Ghost friend doesn't even have 7 professional fights yet. Thurman had to wander in the woods barefooted and go on a spiritual pilgrimage after Pacquiao best that ass. Yeah, he did. He did, OG, for real. He went on a spiritual pilgrimage at the top of the highest tier, the highest ridge line he can find. I mean, I'm talking about damn near close to Everest. I don't know how the fuck he got up there. He seemed like he didn't have no shoes on, but he probably had somebody fly his ass up there. And he's up there, trying to reach out and find and be one within himself, trying to find his inner spirit. I think it was some shit going on way before the Pacquiao loss, though. Because from what we know, he was in the casino late. The man was eating an ice cream sundae before the fight. But still, he lost a split decision. Some people would say that's not bad considering Pacquiao, but it is. Because he should have went in there and did the same thing Yordenis Ugas was able to do. You're talking about a former unified champion. So we really don't know what's been going on. Like I tell everybody, don't sit up here and talk shit about his wife when you're not gonna, when you act like you haven't, made, you haven't sat there and made sure your girl was taken care of. You know what I'm saying? You set things aside so you can take care of your family. Don't think you ain't never did that. I mean, you talk about some boxers, some big time names in boxing who has set their career aside to handle family business. You know what I'm saying? That's happened all over. Go say here's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. This is an amateur fight. Okay. But it's display of pure boxing skills. The brother hasn't had the chance to go pro due to issues with Cuba. So we're talking about 2 different people. I thought you was talking about the Morrell who just stepped in the ring not too long ago against Fox. I mean, this text, this live chat, sometimes you have to be like clear about what you're talking about. I'm thinking you're talking about a more recent fight, and you're talking about somebody else. Who are you talking about? This guy happened to have the same name. Let me stroll back up and see who you was talking about. Morrell Jr. Which Morrell Jr.? Which Morrell Jr. we talking about? Cause David Morrell, he fights at 168 too, bro. I'm gonna jump off that because I don't know where you're going, Ghost. For real, I don't know where you're going, bro. You say he ain't pro yet. We're talking about Canelo Alvarez. David Morrell just, he fight is 68. You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez fight is 68. I don't know where we at. Bro, I climb trees for a living, not the wood chipper. Damn. Oh, okay. That wood chipper brutal, man. I don't never want to. I'm from the country. I know what they did with wood chippers. For real. For real, for real. I know, man. Well, I could say this. I know down here, dog fight was big back in the day, and when it was back in the country, some of them dogs that was too main too bad, man, they threw them us in wood chip and goddamn fed them. Shit, I ain't gonna lie to you, they got rid of everything. They didn't bury him like Vic. They threw him and goddamn had the motherfuckers fed to something out there on the farm. This is not a pro. This is an amateur. It's just something I pointed out for the sake of pointing out skills. But is his name? What's his name though? Morrell Jr. What's his first name though? So you can educate me on someone I don't know about in the amateurs. Like for instance, I met Patrick Cora. He's a Puerto Rican professional that's undefeated 10-0. I met him in New York. I know him, snapshot, talk to him. I'm gonna keep an eye on this cat. The very next day, like I said, he was sparring Edgar Berlanga. I thought about trying to, go to that sparring just so I can see it myself. See, that right there is what I take a snapshot of, you know what I'm saying? So I can put it in my recall. But you said Morrell Jr., and it's almost blending in with the Morrell who just fought Fox. It's kind of confusing. Cinnamon is not fighting any more meaningful fighters. He's on the run. The bag up mission and would not risk another loss. I agree he should have fought David Benny for the belt and be the true WBC champ. He needs to fight him, but the dude showed up overweight in his last fight. Just let these fighters keep fighting and winning. We fans have short memories. That's true. We do have short memories, but right now in boxing, like in order for us, the reason why we have short memories, Bruce, is because we keep getting hit in the head with a cinder block. So we have short memory loss. For real, we getting hit in the head with the cinder blocks because we're thinking certain fighters that's on paper they're in the rankings together, they should fight one another, but it's not happening. When the flyer come out, there go that cinder block, and you're like, damn, I know I hear some shit coming. There's something incoming. I just pow. That cinder block crack on top of your head, like, oh shit. I'm up here looking like Hasim Rothman. You know what I'm saying? That just survive another one of Holyfield's headbutts. You got a big ass hematoma on your head, like, damn, I can't remember shit. That's why we have short-term memory, dog. But I'm just messing with you there, Bruce, for real. I told you 2 years ago that Ryan Garcia is just promoting his OnlyFans page. Oh, yeah, for real, man. He's back on the bag again. He's back on the bag, reaction bag. The WBC doing Benny wrong. They confirmed he was next to Canelo and came a few weeks after and said he's not getting it. Well, there's 3 letters you should be totally familiar with, Ghost, in your insertion. What's the WBC? The WBC is on the rampage right now. They're on the rampage. So don't think too far into it, because you're gonna have an upset stomach. You're gonna be stressed the fuck out. Your blood pressure gonna be fucked up. See, on the rampage right now, dog. Devin said, I need Cinnamon to fight Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, Boo Boo, Jamel Charlo, Spence, Bud, then Boots, then retire if you want. Damn. Now, you talking about what, Bruce? Short-term memory? No, that'll keep us sane right there. That keep us sane, because right then, you're talking about a whole squad of dangerous opposition. You know what I'm saying? A whole squad. And then for Canelo, it would be impossible to make all those fights back to back, because some of the names that you mentioned, they want to get paid too. I can see Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, and Boo Boo. But for Jamel Charlo, Spence, that's where it gets a little cloudy. Bud will get a little cloudy. And then Boots, Devin, don't stop, just stop it, dog. Man, what's wrong with y'all? Why is Boots coming into the conversation so much, dog? Dog, man, come on, man. Y'all still drinking that Ciroc eggnog, I see. For real, dog. Y'all still sipping on that top shelf eggnog with peach Ciroc in that motherfucker. Something's going on with an olive in that mug. You saying, God damn. Why are y'all continuing to mention Boots in the name? You just violated a boxing scripture, dog. You put Boots in the same sentence to face Canelo when I don't even think he'd be ready for Canelo in the next 2 to 3 years. Because we got to see who he's gonna fight within that time frame. Boots might be put on ice. He might hopefully fight twice in 22. Some solid opposition, but we don't know because fighters are sitting up here making it about money, making it about who you fight. Who you fought, who's on your resume. Promoters are acting like, if you ain't never had a PPV before, how they gonna sit up there and put you on PPV and expect you to do insane numbers? Bro, we came in at 169. He missed weight. They agreed to 169 after the fact, from what I remember. I knew they agreed to 169, but like I said, I knew they agreed to 169. I'm not sure if it was after or before, whatever, but I know it was agreed upon. But yeah, that still doesn't mean that he shouldn't get the Canelo fight, though. All they have to do is agree on a certain weight. If Benavidez is having a problem, let's just put it in the contract, man. But see, what Canelo's going to do is they have to come in at 168 even. And if Benavidez want that fight, he has to accommodate, period. But appreciate the clarification. The salsa ginger isn't fighting any of those fighters. Sorry, but he would not do that. I agree, man. I agree. Osvari David Morrell Jr., who stepped in the ring this weekend, fought okay. See, I was kind of thinking to myself, right, Ghost? I'll say he has to be talking about the fighter. But when you said that he hasn't turned professional yet, I mean, it was a bit puzzling, man. I got you. I'm gonna leave it at that. I got you now because I thought I knew you was talking about Morrell, but when you say he was, he hadn't turned professional yet, I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? So I do my research after the fact, but appreciate the info on that. Thanks for breaking that down just a little bit more. I'll definitely look into it. You said you don't see it on his resume. I told you why. I got it. You saying that his opponent, you didn't say that initially, bro. My conversation was about active professional fights and being the fact he stepped in the ring recently. But I knew he didn't face Nola Cruz from when I looked at his resume before he stepped in the ring. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. I got you. Say you don't see it on his resume. I told you, which is because cannot go pro legally. The fight I'm referring to is from the amateurs. It was a fight I referred to when talking. Okay. Boxing ability. I don't know what he can do. And at 6 fights, he is the current WBA regular champion. He is actually also in line to fight Canelo. He may be in line to fight Canelo, bro. It's a line at the soup kitchen too, dog. Like plenty of people been in line. Look at the lightweight division. How many people been in line to fight Devin Haney? How many people been in line to fight all over boxing and then get the shot? Rungfasad was in line to fight Juan Estrada if he won until they elevated Juan Estrada to the franchise champion. It's plenty of people that's in line to fight people. You know what I'm saying? Boots in line to someday somehow be the IBF Mandy. He would be in line too. Look at Sergey Derevyanchenko. He was in line twice, lost it. They just switch him all, do the 2-step shuffle over to the WBC and put him in line to fight Mark Charlo. That's how easy that was. That's not really anything that doesn't happen in boxing. You can be in line all day. Go say WBC, we be capping. Yeah, man. They definitely be capping. That Devin Block, we're not getting half of those. For real, it sounded good though. It looked good until I seen Boots at the end. And I'm like, man, these cats act like they just learned a new word in the English vocab. Boots. God damn. My thing with Boots is he a non-champion in 147. Can we wait till he at least get a damn belt? And why is he in any conversation with Canelo? Who fight at Canelo's weight with rehydration clause? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying the same thing. Like that was absolutely off the scale of understanding. Because he had me fought a title fight, even though he has like 28 victories, his resume is still in development. He's unproven. Sergey Lipinets didn't do that. You know, he's unproven. Thomas Delorme didn't do that. He has to step in somebody, step in there with somebody. It would have been good to see him in there with Yordenis Ugas. You know what I'm saying? It would have been good to see him in there with Ugas for the WBA title. And then we really would have had a shakeup at welterweight. You want to talk about 2022 jumping off to a firestorm. Your Boots fight Ugas? That's just, look, from all the shit I've been saying with Ugas, I don't even want to overlook this dude no more because he's like that. Everybody's overlooking me. Yeah, I have too. And I paid dearly. Like, I need to stop that because Ugas is showing he's serious. But anyway, Boots win against Ugas, right? Then potentially you would have seen him fight Errol Spence or Crawford. The way PBC moving, they put it was hey, Ugas, go on over there and fight Crawford. Fight Crawford, man. Go. They would have tried to put Ugas over there, put some battery packs in his back and push him over there to fight Crawford. And then hopefully he beat Crawford so they can have Errol Spence. But either way it goes, the winner in all of this would be Boots Ennis because he just gets the opportunity to step on the stage without really having a superb resume for that. He would have built his resume off the final two fights. He would have built it off Ugas and he would have built it off Crawford. Crawford would have been his best opponent to date. But you know what, as I do, me being a Crawford fan, I'll be going for Crawford in that fight, period. People act like you can't say Boots ain't ready for the big names. And I'm like, dude, he ain't fought nobody, dog. Jesus Christ, give that man time to grow. Give him time to materialize, man. It's a maturation process that happens in life. You go to a 9-month gestation period to be born. And then, you come out, you still can't walk. How long do you think it takes in boxing to actually step up to that and make an opponent that matters to the boxing public, make it happen? I mean, it's all politics, dog. Because they trying to push Boots in the wood chipper for real. He been thrown out there. Man, they are, man. They trying to push that man quick and in a hurry. Bud will hurt Boots. Man, at this point in time, with the individuals that's out here serenading the YTC with Boots' name every other day. I don't get it. And this extreme favoritism. The man has not fought anybody to step in the ring with a Terrence Crawford. And then you turn around and try to explain outside his resume on why he should be the opposition standing across from Terrence Crawford. Why he should be that guy. There's nothing you can say for his resume to say he should be next up. You're just fooling the people. You're just talking shit. It's nothing on his resume to say he should step in there with Terrence Crawford. A 3-weight champion, former undisputed, man. What we talking? The man has almost 30 fights. It's about time he steps up. Canelo has 60 professional fights. Somebody just mentioned Boots in the name in the same conversation as Canelo, dog. And we know in boxing, you can have a lot of fights, man. Look at Ryan Garcia. Like you can have a lot of fights, but they can be without, top tier. They can be with top tier opposition without. Y'all hold on for a minute. Back to what Ghost said about the man has almost 30 fights. That's true, bro. He has almost 30 fights, but once again, what's the value of his opposition comparable to where you're trying to send him? The direction you're trying to send this guy, who on his resume say that he should be inserted into the conversation to face Terrence Crawford? And why just Terrence Crawford? Why aren't y'all putting in the narrative, you know, the narrative landscapers? Why aren't you putting in there that after Errol Spence fight Ugas, he should fight Boots? Why y'all not putting that in there? Because y'all steadily want to think that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence should be made. You're hoping and wishing, right? But in the meantime, you don't want Terrence Crawford waiting for Errol Spence to finish with Ugas. You want him to fight Boots in between time. Why? That is the most dumbest shit ever, dog. You become a desperado right now. You're anxious for the wrong reason to think that Terrence Crawford has to fight Boots before he steps in there with Errol Spence. Says who, what, when, and why. Why should he? Y'all giving this man too much glory. Man, let him fight better opposition and earn his spot. He can't, he ain't earning his spot when y'all done sit up here and said all this shit about Terrence Crawford, who fought a champion in the welterweight division. But now Boots finally fought a Thomas Delorme who was on a 2-fight losing streak. He gets the victory, and all of a sudden, he's supposed to be next in line to, get a fight with the WBO world champion. No, you should have been pushing for Errol Spence to fight Boots first before he fight Ugas, and let Terrence Crawford fight Ugas. You should have been pushing for that. That's all I'm saying. Y'all have these scenarios that's absolutely not in favor of Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? You want him to take, a fight with Boots for what? You want him in there with a young lion, but yet you want Errol Spence who keep coming off certain situations in his out of the ring, and you want to make sure you coddle him back to the ring to carefully select who he should fight. Only reason y'all ain't tripping about Ugas because you want Ugas to lose, and you don't find him as a threat to Errol. The only way he's gonna settle your mind is Errol go in there and lose to Ugas. I'm not wishing that. I'm just saying that's the only way you're gonna get your mind. You're gonna come to a settlement is that he go in there and it turns out into a damn Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua. Seriously. We'll see what's popping, dog. That's all I can say. I want to show y'all a quick video right quick. I want to get your take on what you think. Of course, my interest, equally the boxing is mixed martial arts. So therefore, I wanted to show you what reality TV is bringing us now. And I just want you to give your input on, do you take this serious or not? And I'm going to tell you what I think about it. So now that we've seen combat where two competitors' hands could be tied, where they're basically standing face to face from one another. It's like a foot of space between them, and their hands are tied together. Their free hand is once the referee call them to fight, they're able to swing with that one hand. That's it. Now, what's going around is what is called car jujitsu. Car jitsu or car jujitsu. And of course, they haven't had like a lot of video out there with men doing it. It's mostly females. So check this video out and tell me what you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna tell you my thought process, but seriously, I want you to leave your input. Here it is.
All right. See how we do. Try to kill me.
My fault.
All right. See how we do. Try to kill me.
Four points for Alexandra. Keep switching your head. Keep switching your head to move. Keep moving. You gotta keep moving. Both. Yes, move it. Keep moving. Keep
pushing. Drop your input. What you think? Because I really didn't see anything except, it'll be a whole nother situation if I was actually leaving the bar and I was like, oh, what's going on in that vehicle right there? Wow, that looks interesting. Let me just take a peek. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all I heard was breathing, panting. I didn't see too much grappling going on. Like in a car, it's much easier to get somebody off you when they straddle you like that than you think. I don't know how much experience both females had, but it just seems like the one, as you're looking at the video to your right, who was mounted, she didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the purpose in trying to do car jitsu in the front seat. Like if you're talking about in a vehicle that's a SUV, and you let the seats down, that's a little bit different. You want two people strapped and buckled in on the driver and passenger. And at a certain call, boom, they unbuckle themselves and you go at it. That could be a rough go for anybody. But I don't see what message, like what is the purpose in this car jitsu or what we going at? Right. I mean, you get some overly aggressive people, some heads going through the windows. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the windows was rolled up, but some heads would be bouncing off the steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? You still have the gear shift there. It doesn't matter if it's a manual or automatic. You have very limited space. So you have to have a height requirement because, in jujitsu, man, you have guys who are over 6 feet to guys who are much shorter than that. So it has to be height requirement, and the car that you in, that has to be a consideration. What car are we talking about? But I can't really go into detail about this shit because it's just too much criteria that you have to consider for something like car jitsu. You know what I'm saying? You have to consider this shit. The height of the competitors, the type of car it is. You can't put a 6'5" dude in a Toyota Corolla and talking about go. I mean, come on. The same shit gonna happen. Like, what are we talking about? I mean, are we gonna upgrade? Like, are we gonna have a tournament where you're gonna start off in a Gremlin and work your way up, Volkswagen, and then you're gonna go to a 4-door sedan, and then to a Maserati, and then the final is gonna be an SUV? Like, how are we gonna do this, bro? Like, how are you gonna win anything? What height do you have to be? 5'5" across the board? I don't know, bro. It's called car jitsu. They're trying to make it a thing. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make it a thing where, both competitors are buckled up in the car and they basically go. Whoever unbuckles the seatbelt quickest and you work for submission. There's no points, anything. It's just you work for submission. So, of course, they had to come out with females first because you put two guys in a car with that limited space, somebody's going to get fucked up. Because you're gonna have elbows in there. You're gonna have, somebody, getting a finger chewed off. It's gonna be a whole different world. So that's why they pretty much started this off as far as presented to the public with females, because that's what you was gonna get right there. That's what you were gonna get. You're gonna get the moaning, the groaning, the moaning, the moaning and the groaning. And then obviously, we don't know the damn BJJ skill level. We don't know if they're a white belt. That's as high as I can go. I know none of them. I say the girl that was in the mount position, she might have been a blue belt. She could possibly be a blue belt, dog, or a white belt. But I know it was no brown. It was no purple, brown, or blacks. I know that for a fact. Because they would have damn well had a way to get out of that mount position. It didn't matter if you was in the car or not. Two on one, hand control, all that. It seemed like the girl that was, sitting down in the purple tights, the leggings, it just seemed like she didn't know what to do. Like, this is submission. You can choke somebody in their neck. You can use that choke to manipulate their movement and push them over to the side to transition. In jiu-jitsu, it's always position before submission. Always. Position before submission. However you can get it done. Andrew on deck, what's good? What's good? Compact car jitsu. For real, man. Cabin grappling. It's called something like car jitsu, man. Front seat wrestling league. I know, man, like, I don't know how far they're going to go with this, but I don't know, bro. It's anything. It's anything. They need anything and everything, dog. You know. But my title on YouTube was Car Jiu-Jitsu, Seductive Comeback or No. I think it's Seductive Combat. You know what I'm saying? For real. I think it's Seductive Combat. Yeah, that's what we at, dog. Like I was saying, I find it, pretty seductive when it comes to being in a close space like that. You know, remind me of being in Japan. You know what I'm saying? Some crazy shit happened in Japan. You know, they're real big on stuff like that. For real, those are times. Anybody been to Japan, dog? Man, that shit was crazy. The shit you experience over there is crazy. But anyway, we about to head into 2022, man, and we really don't know. The good thing about it, let me give respect to, King Kong is coming back. He's about to step in the ring. We're about to see him versus Charles Martin. I'm really looking forward to that. For real. I'm really looking forward to King Kong. This is going to be a very, very good fight. Especially if we get a solid Charles Martin. Now, you have to think about it. Andy Kanaki defeated Charles Martin. And then Andy Kanaki would go on to lose twice to Robert Helenius. So looking at King Kong, his only losses is to Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, King Kong has been doing what King Kong does. Continue to win, regardless of what people say. I think he has some of the best footwork in the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? And a southpaw. And it's good to see him continue to, get these fights. And Charles Martin is going to be a very, very good fight for King Kong. And then we get to see Sanchez, man. Frank Sanchez back in the ring. I'm looking forward to that. That is a guy to keep an eye out for. People might not like his style, saying he was moving around a lot with F.A. Jogba. Shit, that was smart of him to do that. Move around. Use your footwork to a flat-footed fighter. Move around. Be a counterpuncher. And when he wants you to lead, you lead. You make him pay for it. And when he's trying to press the action, you light his ass up. Because at the end of the day, he has to wait till you stop moving to land a shot. And we found out what happened. We found out how F.A. Jobber, what happened with that. So shout out to Frank Sanchez coming back. Looking forward to that fight. Man, that airbag, it can't go off unless the bumper, something with the bumper. The airbag ain't just go off because somebody's head been blasted through the steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? The car is still, it's not moving. Dana White has the budget to build a custom car with 10 different camera angles and a ref in the back seat. I don't think Dana White will even touch this shit. And I don't even think the women that compete in the UFC would even consider anything like this. It depends on the bag, of course, but I don't even think that would be below their standard. The women over in the UFC, I would have to give them their flowers. Them women are legit. The women that compete in the UFC is more respected than the women over here in boxing from top to bottom. Like, they get to fight each other over and over again to get that title, to become a world champion. You don't see that in boxing too much. The Ortiz card is pretty solid. Yes, sir. the UFC Ultimate Fighting in Cars. Yeah, man. Dana got drunk and whatever, but nah, that ain't gonna happen. FA had a tough night against Sanchez. It was bound to happen. When he went down against that C-level fighter, he was just flat-footed. And then they thought because he knocked out that guy, it was the same shit, dog. Dude was standing there for FA's job to hit him. FA had look, he didn't have no problem, no difficulty finding the target. Boom, landed the hard shot. Old boy knocked out. Oh God, you see what FA just did? Oh God, man, come on. That was a Macy mannequin, dog. Black one too. They know it just got that damn mannequin out the warehouse. They was busy moving the mannequins out of the warehouse for the pandemic. And goddamn FA say, can you mind? I get one mannequin. I need to knock out. I need to get back on track. Yes. Just place him in the ring, ring the bell. I do the rest. And make sure you put 2 Duracells in his back. Oh shit. I don't know what FA gonna do right now. He'll probably be back. Probably March. He need to work on his foot movement. It's too flat-footed. He find himself in there with Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson might get an FA on his motherfucking resume, dog. He fuck around. They might put Jared Anderson in there and get a motherfucking jogba on his resume. Flat-footed. I think Jared Anderson, 11-0, 11 knockouts. He has that aura that damn Edgar Berlanga used to have. His shit's, and also, if I'm not mistaken, let me check first. Let me check before I speak. I think, if I'm not mistaken, let me see. Damn. Okay, I found him. So hold up for a second. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, Artur Beterbiev. Beterbiev has he's 17-0, 17 knockouts. I just wanted to verify that, A lot of shit I know off recall, but I just wanted to verify. He's 7-0, 17 knockouts. I think Jared Anderson is 11-0, 11 knockouts. You have some fighters out there that's equal across the board. Shit, give it up. Sanchez will give most of those heavyweights boys a tough fight. Yeah, man, I like Sanchez, man. I like Sanchez. The way his movement was and the way he dictated. His pace on a power puncher like FA. And when he landed the shot, sometimes he double up, land his combinations, had FA continue to think. See, FA needs to settle down. He needs to plant and land that hard shot. He just can't be on the move and landing some shots, working on his jab like that, like King Kong Ortiz. He just can't be on the move and pop that jab out there, and be surgical with it. He has to kind of have a stationary target. Might throw one jab and then come in with the right. Always a power punch. He just can't. A fighter is moving and clearing out the reset, dig to the body and make him pay for that exit. He don't think like that. He just follow, stop, take a swing, follow. You know what I'm saying? He ain't cutting off the ring. He ain't doing shit like that. But we'll see what's up, man. Monday is here. This is the last week, y'all. Last week of 2021. The last week is on deck, y'all. The last week is on deck. You are now witnessing the last Sunday of 2021. If you did not know that already, this is the last Sunday, the final Sunday of 2021 before we head into a new calendar year of 22. This Saturday coming up on the 1st. It's going to be very interesting from Friday to Saturday. Because people be out here doing some crazy shit. Hopefully everything picks up with boxing. We're still trying to wait on what Cambosa is going to choose. We should know something by January. You know what I'm saying? We should know something. By the end of January, we should know something because they're going to be jumping in fight camp soon enough. And we got to get this fight on the docket. We got to get out here to the people on who he's going to be fighting. You know what I'm saying? That's the big question. Who is he going to fight? Real talk. Who is he going to fight? But I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. That's all I got for the day. I will definitely be on here again. I don't know when, probably tomorrow, whatever. But appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Continue to support the channel as always. Subscribe to the channel. If you ain't already did it, pass the word, shouty. You know what it is. And continue to tune in, man. Salute to everyone that popped up and dropped through today. As always, turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. I'm out.